Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Crystalline Cards. So we are going to have another weekly pick a card reading as usual. So this week's question is he over you? You know it already. If you like my videos, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a comment, a like, or of course you can subscribe to my channel, of course. Also, I'm trying to learn to speak American English. I said it last week as well. So I want to speak American English instead of British English, and I learned British English in school. So I guess it is, well, not so easy for me to change that. So guys, give me support on this. Tell me how I'm doing, okay? So now let's get ready for our 3 piles of cards. Instead of the Gypsy Oracle cards which I use normally, I have here 3 dice. Okay, there are 6. So I took one out of the bag before, but there are 6 sided, so I'm gonna roll the dice so that it is still going to be a surprise to you. Okay, the first pile of cards, as an answer, is he over you? The triple goddess. On top of pile number 2, is your ex or is he over you? The devil's messenger's raven. And the last pile, the third pile, is he over you? The 7 archangels on top of it. Okay, so it's up to you to decide which of the 3 piles suits you best. I give you a few seconds to decide. So I guess you made up your mind right now. For the people who chose pile number 1 with the triple goddess pendulum on top of it, these are your cards. So I'm gonna put them here. I'm going to put them in stages, so I'm going to order them differently as we used to. Maybe you can have a better view then, okay? The first is a 4 of Cups. I guess you can see it right now. It is the 6 of Swords is the second card. The third card of stage number 1 is the 7 of Wands. Then we have the second stage with Temperance and the Fool. And the last stage is the 5 of Bows and the Shaman. And then we have our dice. Okay, so I'm gonna roll it over. Okay, the devil again. Woo. We have a devil in here. That's always very, very exciting. Okay, let's start with the beginning. So, the 4 of Cups is our first card of the first stage. Yes. Now, the 4 of Cups, well, that means that someone is off in his or her own little world, a bit depressed, a bit afraid to reach out to the world, nursing wounds from a bad relationship or from a previous relationship. Well, this card talks also about isolation. I guess it can be in your world, but also in his world. But this isolation is self-imposed, okay? It's not from the outside. Now, someone might even be feeling a bit angry, a bit bitter. And it can be that he is bitter at himself or angry at himself or others, maybe you. Well, for this person, life has become stagnant. Nothing seems to make him happy or passionate. So this person, well, feels a bit apathic, and he needs inner strength to get over this situation. So I guess that this is your ex right after the breakup. It's possible that you don't really see it, but on the inside, he was really hurt just after the breakup. Okay? That was the first card of the first stage. We go to the second. The second is the 6 of Swords, and you see a man moving away with his boat. Yes. Now, this is a card of moving on, you see. He leaves the situation behind. He moves on to the new horizon. He's moving away from something. So this confers that this person is in a somber state. But it is also a card to tell you that the bottom has been reached and that the slow progress of healing has begun. So first there was a complete bottom, and then, well, slow process of healing begins. The future is in that stage not really visible, but the past, the past is over, that your ex acknowledges. Okay. So this card is about experiencing a transition of some kind, a transition that is not happy, but it's rather filled with regret. Okay, he has regrets, and this transition will most likely be the result of decisions he made in the past, and now, well, they are forcing him to leave something behind, to, well, in order to move forward, so to leave the past in the past. Okay. So he starts to move. It is still somber, it is still a dark period, but the healing starts. And then the last card of the first stage is the Seven of Wands. Now, well, you know, a heart that has been broken many times might find it difficult to trust new people, new dates. Maybe they expect the same things to happen. And this card tells you that there is a fight going on inside your ex in this first stage. So it's a real fight, an inside battle. It can be in the heart, it can be in his mind. So he has difficulties in, well, remaining in control. He has a hard time. This stage is really hard to him. Okay? But now we come to the second stage. And we start with the Temperance card. It's a beautiful card. It is a serene card. So I hope that it brings good news, and I can tell you that this card can represent hope for reconciliation. It means that your ex still hopes to reconcile with you. It can also be you who's holding the hope, and that's maybe why you are attending this reading. Well, but I guess that he also has an aspiration for reconciling. So, and there's a certain insight with this card, because the person who wants to reconcile, he knows now that he must avoid going to extremes, and that he has to be cautious and thoughtful of his actions. So he knows that he needs to compromise. Maybe before he didn't realize it all the time, but now he knows. So, but this is not really a card for action. The angel here, he stands on one leg. He's doing nothing. Also just finding balance. But for the rest, it is, well, it is really a mindset that is changing, bringing positive and positive changes, more balance, more serenity. You know what I mean? So he hopes to reconcile, but he knows that he has to change in order to make it work the next time. Then we have the Fool. This is the Fool card. Now, the Fool card is the ultimate card for new beginnings. The Fool card is numbered 0, which is considered to be a number of infinite potential. So he moves through a transitional period. And since the Fool represents the start of new journeys, in love it can also be an indicator that it is a start of new relationship, or just someone, planning to have a whole fresh start. He says, okay, the past is over, I'm going to try to do my best to make a fresh start, a new beginning, maybe to reconcile, but be in balance again. That is what this card says. Now, when I take these two together, the Temperance and the Fool card, these two cards together, they work well together, particularly as Temperance calms down, the possible, the risk-taking approach of the Fool approach is about risks, leap of faith, taking leap of faith, and the Temperance calms it down. So the message from these two cards together is very encouraging him to have fun, to go on a new adventure, and not to be afraid of the new path he's looking to go on. So he might have needed to take a leap of faith, and there could be pitfalls along the way, but his intuition should help him to know if the direction he is following is a good one or not. So at this point, he may not know where he's heading and where he will end up yet, but it will be worth giving it a go to see where it takes him. So that is his mindset, a new mindset. So the main thing he needs to be aware of is finding harmony in his life at this stage. Okay, so the healing, well, he did some healing. You notice a difference from their very dark cards to hope. Then we have the two next cards. We have the Five of Bows, the card of empowerment. The Five of Bows usually makes an appearance in love tarot readings where the object of your affection is unsure of their feelings. Or maybe you yourself are unsure. Because they can be interchangeable. Some things I say about your ex can be, well, in fact about you and vice versa. Okay. There could be another interest or another person in the picture competing for their affections at this stage, at this last stage. Because the outline of the giant on the card, you see it, reminds us of our own power. In his left hand, you see him carrying a bow, but the bow is incomplete. That means that the bow is not complete, but we have the tools and the power to make enormous changes in our life. This is what this card means, and that's why it is called empowerment. And this card of empowerment asks your ex here to consider the untapped energy that resides within him. Okay, it challenges him. This is a challenging card for him. It means that it's up to him to turn a particular situation upside down and the other way around. Okay, so he has to use his powers to get what he wants. That is what it said. Then we have the last card of the last stage. That is the Shaman. Now the Shaman card, it's a bridge between inner knowing and, how do you call it, an action, deliberate action. And it's guiding us through healing and encouraging us to rise up again. This card reminds us that we hold the key to our own destiny. So this is a major arcana card. Normally destiny is created for us, but we hold the key to make it happen. Okay? So he has all kind of tools on his stone, and like him, well, this card tells you that you, well, have to trust yourself. Tells your ex to trust himself, to use the tools he has to make his own future. So this is what it means. It's up to him now. Nobody can do it for him. It's for him. So if you ask the question, is he over me because you want your ex back, then I can tell you this is not the case. He is not over you. If you're just curious without wanting him back, you know that you are still on his mind. And then I had the dice with the devil on it. And well, it means that, well, it still feels bonded with you. It can have been a toxic relationship. That's what the devil stands for, but also feeling connected. It's not always healthy, the connection, but feeling very close, very connected, maybe purely physical, about sex or something, but well, he's not over you, he's still attached to you, he has difficulties of moving on without you. This is what the devil stands for here. So, I told you before, if you are curious to know if your ex is over you, no, your ex is definitely not over you. He's out of his dark state of mind. He has hope for the future, and well, maybe he's already in the last stage, maybe he's still here, but whatever the case is, in which stage he is definitely not over you, because your bond was very, well, very close, obsessive maybe, very passionate. It was very passionate, and it was not easy to let go of you. So he's not over you, and he will try maybe to reconcile, okay? As long as you know it. So this was your reading. If you like the reading and you feel that it resonated to you, please give me a like, leave me a comment. If you have something to say about my attempt to speak American English instead of British English, so let me know, okay? Support me on this, guys. I see you next week. So this was the first pile. And now we go to the second pile. So, people of the second pile, if you have chosen the pile with the devil's messenger raven, this is your pile. I've told it to the people from the first pile. I'm going to put the cards differently. It's the same thing, but I put them stage by stage. So first we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Six of Cups. So this is the first stage. I don't know whether you or your ex in this case is in the first stage or in the second stage or in the last stage. You will know it, or you will know it in the future. The second stage, the Page of Cups, the Devil, oh la la. The last stage we have the Moon on Water and the Ace of Stones of the Foundation of Life. And then I have a dice here. Normally I have the Gypsy Oracle cards. I'm trying to have a dice here. So I'm going to roll over the dice and we will see what the end of the reading is. Okay, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the 10 of Cups. Okay, I can do something with that. First, the beginning, the Queen of Cups. This is your first card, the first stage. Is he over you? Okay. Now, the Queen of Cups, this might be you. If you are a loyal female with a strong intuition, then this is you. It can also mean that this woman, you maybe sometimes tend to be a bit naive, overlooking things sometimes maybe. So, this is very well possible. Then we have the Two of Wands. This is a Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, the two, has to do with choices. You choose this or you choose this. So, and also in the relationship area, this card can mean that something was missing in a previous relationship with the ex you are attending this reading for. So, and that in the end there was more like a friendship between you than a love relationship going on in the past. So it was a choice. Should we end it or not? Because it was a choice between friendship and between love. It was difficult. Then we have the Six of Cups, the third card of the first stage. The Six of Cups can reflect on something of the past, or someone of the past. And if you want to know if this next wants to return, this is a very good sign, because this is a card of the past repeating itself. So this tells me that your ex here in the first stage wanted to reconcile. Maybe he still wants it, I don't know, but at this stage he wants to reconcile. Maybe you want it as well because you attend this reading, I don't know, but this means that your ex wants to reconcile in the first stage. I don't know if your ex is in this stage, in the second stage or in the last stage, I don't know. Maybe you know, or you will be bound to know, I don't know, or you know him so well that you know in which stage he is, okay? So that was the first stage, but I'm going to put the three cards together because I want to tell you something about this combination. These three cards together might indicate that he is headed for a situation while he'll make the same mistake from the past. If he wants to return, which he does, at this stage, he's only remembering the beautiful times. He's forgetting about the bad times. And doing the same things in the same way again is asking for problems. And he asks for problems because there is something wrong, and when you do everything the same, well, it goes wrong again. So this is danger because of the breakup. Well, he feels vulnerable, and well, then you remember only the good times, and you want to reconcile because, well, it is difficult to go out again, and the things you know of the persons you know are safer. This was the first stage. The second stage, we have the Page of Cups. The second stage, the Purse of Cups, well, this is a card of emotional maturity. And I guess this is, well, it's about your ex. The Page of Cups represents someone who is soft, who is very sensitive, who lacks maturity a bit, but the Page of Cups also desires love and care and affection. maybe because he can be a bit childish. He can also be a little bit selfish at times, moody, a bit silly. And I guess that the way he acted in your relationship didn't always correspond to the age he was. Because sometimes the Page of Cups can be a daydreamer and having his head in the clouds. So I hope that you recognize your ex in this description. And then we have the Devil card. Now, this is the Devil card. The Devil card means that there may be or have been something to do with an addiction to drugs or to alcohol. Maybe he was addicted to drugs or alcohol a bit, or maybe it was just an emotional bond between the both of you which, well, could not break, which was very hard to break, that he feels obsessed with you. Maybe it was just a toxic relationship, but it was not healthy. There is something with this card that tells me that it's not healthy. So, or he had problems with drugs, with booze, or, well, he was a bit obsessed. Okay? Then we have the third stage. We have the Moon on Water. The Moon on Water, that can represent mistakes, also secrets, or just insecurity. It can mean that your ex is not sure what his feelings are towards you right now. Sometimes he doesn't like you very much, sometimes he thinks he's over you, sometimes he thinks that renewing the relationship might have potential, but that it doesn't mean, of course, that anything will come to fruition, of course. His feelings about you are very emotional and changing. You see, here he wants to reconcile. Yes? He's still feeling bonded with you, and then his feelings are all over the place, very changing, very emotional. And then the last card of the third stage. This is the Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. And now the Ace of Stones is associated with, well, the dark period of the year, the winter. And the winter months are a time for gathering around fires, drawing close to each other, taking stock and preparing for the coming spring. So this is actually a period of healing, preparing for the next stage in life. And this is what he's doing right now, eventually, or something he needs to do if he's not in this stage. So first, he is, well, ready to reconcile. His feelings are all over the place. He feels still attached, insecure, childish even. And then here is the dark period. He needs a dark period to retreat and to heal, in order to heal, to be ready for the next stage in life. This is what it means. And then the last thing, it was a 10 of Cups with the dice. Well, it means most of the time this is a very positive card, except when there are more negative things about it. And, well, the Devil is rather negative, the moon and things like that, and the healing is rather negative. I guess that this is that he's afraid to take the next step. He's retreating here to himself in order to heal, to be ready for a new stage in life, but he's afraid to the next step. He hopes for happy endings, and this is what this dice stands for happy endings. He hopes for happy endings, but he's afraid. He's afraid. He has been hurt. He has moved through a very dark period of time, and he's afraid. So give him the time. Now, this ex, I can see that he's not over you. His feelings are very contradictory. He hasn't healed yet. Maybe when he's in this stage, he's in a dark place, or in this stage he's in a dark place, and here he is healing, but he has not healed yet, and his feelings are very contradictory. He likes you not, and well, he feels very confused and he's, well, a bit afraid for the future, okay? But he hopes, of course, for a happy ending. So, in answer to your question, is my ex over me? I can tell you no, he's not over you. That doesn't mean that he loves you, that he is head over heels. He can be angry with you, he can be bitter, he can be kind in the same hour, okay? I hope this answers your question. If you like my reading, if you feel it resonates to you, please give me a like or leave me a comment. Also, if you have something to say about my attempt to speak American English instead of British English, let me know, okay? So, see you next week, and now we are ready for the people of pile number 3. Okay, people of pile number 3, these are your cards with the 7 archangels or archangels. This is your turn. I'm going to put the cards a bit different, stage by stage, and I hope that you can see them. So the first stage, oh, we start with the devil right away. Wow, that is good. The devil in the beginning. And then we have the star. Then we have the tower. Oh, 3 major arcana cards. So destiny is sure in place here. Oops, we have the moon. The 4 of cups. That's the second stage. We have the ace of vessels and the 3 of bows. Okay, and I hope that you can see those cards, that they are clear to you. And then I have a dice here. I put it out of the bag earlier, but we have 6 possibilities here. I roll the dice here for you, and let's see what turns out. Okay. It's a hermit. So, let's see what happens. Okay. We begin with the beginning. This is the first card of the first stage, the devil. Now, when I see this here in the first stage, it tells me that your relationship with your ex you are attending this reading for started on a physical attraction for him. So, and there was some sort of addiction going on. Maybe he was addicted to drugs, he was addicted to booze, or he was addicted to you. Okay? So, but whatever it was a very unhealthy bond. Although you and he maybe didn't realize it at the time, it was an unhealthy bond, it was a toxic relationship. In some cases, like I told you, with drugs or with booze, not always, but, well, you were maybe obsessed with each other, so it was not a very healthy bond. Then we have the second card, we have the star. Now the star is normally a very beautiful card, but not always. And the star in this spread means that in combination with the devil, means that, well, both of you were too hopeful about the situation. And your relationship couldn't survive on positive thinking alone, and you couldn't wish someone into changing. So like they say, love your partner for what they are and not what they want you to be. So your hope to have a beautiful relationship was in vain. That is what it means here. And then we have the third card of the first stage, and it is the Tower. The Tower card. Now the Tower card, well, that tells me that your relationship ended quite abruptly. It was quite of a drama, and it seemed to be a very important relationship to the both of you. So, but both of you knew that this relationship had no future really. And I guess you tell me that I'm right. So this is the first stage. Now we're here at the second stage, and my little dog weighs 4 kilos, and when he sees a big dog, he starts barking. It's like a dessert. Well, the second stage, we have the moon. The moon card. Now the moon card, when the moon is present, it's a time to be aware of how your physical health is being affected by your mental health. Okay? Maybe your ex's thoughts influence how he feels. Maybe his thoughts influences his health. In this stage, I don't know if he's in this stage or in this stage or in this stage already, but in this stage, he's feeling sensitive, insecure, hopeless. he misses something or someone important in his life, and you know, or you will know in which state your ex is right now. I cannot. Some people are in this stage already, some people in this stage. So he's feeling sensitive, I told you, he's feeling sensitive, he misses something, and he has the Four of Cups, and you see a man near the tree is feeling discontent, this feeling of unhappiness, discontentment, and it is clearly an overly negative card. It doesn't look at the cup he's handed. So, well, the relationship both of you had has run its course, and nothing but regrets left. Only has regret at this time. When we put these two cards together, well, in some cases, okay, these two cards together can also refer, together with the devil here we had first, to alcohol abuse, to drug abuse, or another addiction, maybe to each other, okay. So it is repeated. We have the devil here and those two cards as well. Then we have the last stage. It is the Ace of Vessels, the water of life. The water of life, I'm sorry. I slip into British English again. The water of life. So it's an ace. Aces are all about beginnings. So as soon as he will be searching for a new beginning or some kind of improvement in his life, then he can expect to start to make progress. And he will. And he will. At this stage, the last stage, your ex will feel better. He will start to meet other people again. And that is good news for him, of course. Then we see the Three of Boats. That is the next card, and it's the card of fulfillment. So, it symbolizes an opportunity for clarity. So everything will become clear to your ex. He's over you, but he doesn't realize it yet. He just wants to be happy again, if not with you, but with someone else. He might show that by having several flirts to get this the feeling of fulfillment, okay? And then we come to the last, and that is a dice with a hermit on it. And well, it means that instead of flirting and healing, which is actually a flight from the dark times he has been in, it means that he, well, needs to retreat and to contemplate in order to heal completely, because, well, the waters of life and the fulfillment card is here, but he seeks fulfillment sometimes in the wrong place. He has to find fulfillment in himself and not by dating or flirting with several other women. So this is an advice card for the ex to contemplate and to heal. And only when he's healed he can try to find someone else instead of those flirts. This is very important to him. So, well, when I see the reading and you ask me, is my ex over me, then I can tell you that your ex is over you if he is in this stage. Not in this stage, of course, but in this stage, when he is in the end of the stage, he is over you. He doesn't realize it yet. He still loves you. He always will. But his negative feelings have more to do with his character and his state of mind than you did, because you see here negative feelings. So it is about his character, his state of mind. He's very sensitive, he's very insecure, and he has difficulties coping alone. And he will not stay alone for a long time because he cannot cope alone. He will have various flirty relationships, but he'd better retreat, heal, and well, make himself happy again before he can make someone else happy. So, this was the last pile. This was this week's pick a card reading, and I hope it resonated to you. If not, I hope it will next week. If you liked the reading, leave me a comment, give me a like. If you think my American English has improved, let me know. Okay, support me on this. Thank you for visiting my channel. See you again next week. And I love you guys. Bye bye.